Hey guys, John the GM here. I wanted to give you all a heads up that a quick character description and some of the dialogue at around the 16-minute mark for the character of Sunny hints at self-harm and suicide. And in an upcoming episode, that'll be explored a bit more thoroughly. We'll put the specific timecode prominently in the show notes for this episode in case you wish to skip past it, and we'll let you know in that future episode when it shows up. As always, thank you for listening to our show and being a part of our journey. Thanks to Arknight for all their wonderful props, and thanks to KiloWhat for killing it with all her fabulous art. We love you all. We appreciate you all. Now, on with the show.
Friends, fiends, a tavern-length trough of wheat beer. For me. Did it have to be wheat beer? Oh well, if I must, I must. But first, I suppose it's only fair that I fill you in on the exploits of our horny heroes. Tazlin, Fetter, and Yusuf arrived on the shores of the Usurper's Fall looking for trouble, and they found it in the form of cultists torturing a half-orc. Don't worry though, they killed the shit out of those cultists, and that's where we jump right back into these demon days.
And that is the combat. You have your remaining prey underfoot of Shenzoban within an inch of its life and suggested to a point where it cannot escape. Combat is effectively over, and you've got a very relieved half-orc behind you, just smiling as you guys do your whatever you're going to do.
I'll lean down still in the guise of the cultist and say, like, don't worry, boss. I'll get it where it needs to go. Just remind me where I'm going.
What? Where go? Where? What? The supplies?
Yeah.
To the mountain.
Yeah, but who do we drop them off to when we get there?
I'm sure. You sense that he's having some difficulty. There is an Aaron, yes, in there who will be able to take it from you. From you.
Through the middle passage, yeah?
Yeah.
And I mean, have they changed the gate, like the passwords and the codes and everything since we?
No.
Look, I just don't want to screw up. Like, you screwed up real bad, and I want to make sure that, like, if I do a good job, then maybe, we could get some clemency here.
The fact that he hasn't figured out that you're not part of the cultists yet is astounding to me.
You see Yusuf cover his mouth with his hand in kind of a chuckle, and you see him bite his index finger.
I just look at him like, I don't know. I'm just going with it. I don't know.
The door is open. Just go through. There will be others to meet you and help. And he's trying to work through the weirdness of seeing a cultist still alive, these other devils here, and still rolling low on quite making the dots connect.
Okay. Right, but what about the other shipments? Should I try to meet up with them? Where are they going?
Ours is the only one we know about. There may be others, and there's guaranteed to be others. If there's other entrances, there will be others.
Right, but let's just say, because, we did real bad here. If there's other people, if the Aranyes isn't there, who do I meet when we finally get to Usurper's Fall? Who do I meet when I get, to the end?
If no one's there, someone will show up. Someone from the hills. We're not told who.
Okay, but I see you, just remind me, you scratched off, all your ID marks, so, how do I know if they're from the hells? Which one of the, isn't there, a bunch of hells?
Ah! A long wash of confusion just goes over his face, just either he is being dense or this is a weird cultist. How did you get to his rank? There's a million thoughts going through his brain, and he comes out with, I was hired from Phlegethos.
And I'll just shoot Taslin a look. And just kind of like, anyone? Like, my eyes are just darting back and forth between the two of you and be like, anyone want to try anything else? I'm more than happy to do it.
Galhan walks up and just kind of looks at Yusuf. Yusuf just kind of shakes his head. It's like, frosh.
I'm gonna be like, oh shit, well, I'm gonna go. They're back. And I'm just gonna like, I'll just duck behind the tent and just see what these two want to fucking do with this guy.
For a moment, the Cambion is still confused. Keep in mind, he's like about 1 from death. Like 1 hit point.
Oh, we got so lucky. We got so lucky.
The half-orc, she looks at you guys. Well, so? What you gonna do?
I look at the half-orc and I just wink like, just give it a second.
I'll walk up to the Cambion and I'll kneel down next to him and kind of just run my hand gently across his face, like down his face.
Just gonna cut off his fucking ear. He has 1 hit point left. You'll kill him.
And gently, just ever so softly, Phlegethos, huh?
Yeah, I'm from there. I'm hired from there.
Did Fernia send you?
Doesn't she send us all? This is her turn.
Her turn? What do you mean?
Are there not others? Places? We've been at this sort of thing for a while. The Hells. This is our time.
Sacrificing people?
If that's what it takes. We're just carrying some plates and some pieces of machinery, and whatever happens is out of our control, out of our. He searches painfully for a word. Jurisdiction.
Whose turn was it before Fernia's?
The Dark One, the oldest one. We do not talk of him, of the one in Nessus.
And why did you have this orc with you? Were you going to sacrifice her?
Yes, we caught her messing with our stuff, following us. And the half-orc, oh yeah, my bad, I made a goof. I wasn't very stealthy. And the Cambion coughs. We were going to cut her and then kill her. The orc pipes in again. Yeah, they were pretty much going to kill me.
Yeah, I think we got that.
Yeah, he's just having a hard time talking. I mean, we should probably kill him.
What do you think, Yusuf? Should we heal him? Or we could always have more fun, and I kind of summon an Eldritch Blast in my hand.
Well, I mean, he's been so helpful. I thought maybe we put him on the payroll too.
Well,
I kind of look over towards the tent where Feder was, just kind of like raise an eyebrow.
I mean, like, the other one was in the family. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fair. This one's dumb, so.
He's dumb as shit. I don't trust this guy to do my fucking laundry.
That's fair.
Like, we wiped his whole operation out in, like, less than 30 seconds. Like, we wrecked his shit hard. So I'm just like, nah. Like, still in the guise of, like, the cultist. Like, I poke my head out a little bit, and I'm like, nah, dude.
Nah. Fucking nah.
I'm good.
okay.
You see Yusuf take a mental note of this. He's like, don't want that because oh, no, that makes sense. Like, he's learning.
Yeah.
Turn back to the Cambion and go, okay, one more question for you that could decide your life.
Okay.
What do you know about Fernia looking for Belial's bloodline? Do you know anything?
Looking for her blood, his or her bloodline?
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing about that.
Okay, then you're useless, and I Eldritch Blast him in the chest.
Yeah, it startles Senzabon, and he jumps away as you just blow a hole.
He looks up real quick. Mom, I was on him.
And you hear a whistle, like, oh, fuck.
So I'll look up at our new friend and be like, so A, you're welcome. B, what's your fucking story?
I sheathe the sword.
Oh, well, the short of it is, they fucked with me, and so I tried to fuck with them, and obviously it failed, so I probably would have been dead had you not shown up.
Look, I too appreciate the lyric flexibility of the word fuck, but it doesn't inherently carry with it much information. So how about your name, how about where you came from, and how about why and how you're on this island? Let's start there. Listen, welcome aboard, I suppose, for the time being, but now is the time to be profoundly straightforward with us.
Okay, yeah, and she kind of looks around, just brushes off some blood from cuts, just smears it okay. The short of it is, my name's Sunny. I'm a druid who lives a little bit north of here, about, I don't know, a day's walk from Meshpa.
On the rock? Like you live on the island?
No, north of here, mainland. Mm-hmm. No, I followed these guys a long way, more than any other adventurer might. I was really angry, I will admit. Yeah, they burned my village. Granted, it was abandoned, and I was living there by myself, but that's fine. But still, it was a really nice place. And all the animals that were making their lives there, they didn't do so hot. They never do so hot when these types of cultists come through. Any cultists, really.
How many?
There were more than what you see now. I got through a few of them.
I kind of look down at the ground. I'm like, okay, that doesn't answer the question.
How many in total? In general? This band was at least a couple hundred.
Okay.
But scattered. They were branching and doing different routes. I tracked only this little fragment here as they were going down south, and I saw a few splinter off and go to the west a bit. I can't go two places at once, and none really went to the east or anything. It was just those two directions, south and southwest. And yeah, so I've been following them and messing with them as I could.
As we're talking, I'm going to lay hands on Gallahan and heal him those 4 points.
Sure.
And then, how bad does she look?
Before you guys got there, she got a couple of good stabs and stuff in, so she's about 2/3. So you see that there's a few open wounds that are still bleeding. She doesn't seem right now too phased by them, but it's continuing to bleed, where she's been stabbed and jabbed. And
I kind of as she's talking, I'm going to approach her and just be like, I'm going to fix this.
That'd be nice. Make things a lot easier for me.
John, I feel like this one may be guileless, but I want to roll in here for deceit just to confirm that suspicion. 22.
Okay.
John, I'm going to hit her with 16 hit points.
First, Yusuf, you see the wounds start to close up and heal, and there'll still be some scars there, and she breathes in with relief. Oh, thanks. Paladin?
Yeah.
And Feder, you're pretty much right on the money. You get the sense that she's trying to keep herself a bit close to the chest otherwise, with details. Mm-hmm. And maybe the more altruistic elements of trying to hunt these guys down and get revenge is a little bit embellished.
Right.
And you sense while she's talking, there's a hint of anger that it's subtle. It's very, very subtle. And she's been doing enough of a job at keeping it low. But you sense her posture, there's a little bit of anger in there.
Sure. You, seem awfully angry and awfully ready to wreck shit, which I can see has its value in time to time. However, you just marched the whole way across the swamp and across the strait just to knock off 6 dudes?
Well, not necessarily. I am the last of my order, thanks to a fucking plague. It took us all out. So it's just me, and I've been alone for a long time, and got kind of lonely, kind of hate it. Something I've kind of started on my own is going after various cults, mucking about with their works, trying to put an end to it. Been hearing about some weird happenings going on, starting the new year and all that, and I thought maybe I could have my hero moment.
So you're a vigilante is what you're saying?
More or less.
Do you realize the scope of what you're walking into?
Absolutely not.
It's a goddamn death mountain. I don't know if the 3 of us, really, we were hoping to at least be 4, but This was the tiniest outside scouting supply party of this entire operation. I mean, I appreciate, and they got the jump on you. I appreciate having a cause and a purpose, but this is profoundly dangerous business here. And I saw you when they were putting the stones to you, and you kept your head cool, but there's just hundreds more of this where we're going.
She brightens. And look, and she kind of tilts her head, and you notice that you see some scarring, rough patch around her neck, and she shows it. Look, I'll level with you. Things have been rough. Losing everyone. Absolutely everyone. Being stuck in a swamp. You get to trying some ideas, and they don't work so well. And then you take a real stock of it. And sometimes you find a little help from a deity or an ancient. Sometimes they set you on a path, and sometimes they maybe course correct you a little bit.
Yusuf nods. Sometimes.
And sometimes they send you off to get killed instead of killing yourself?
Well, I don't know if... I mean, I have to deal with that. I probably did that without asking any permission, mind you. I haven't been beholden to anyone for a long time. But maybe the goal is to slow things down and just fuck with them for a bit until the real heroes show up. I don't know.
That's all we needed.
Hero's a very loaded word, friend.
Oh, you're telling me I've not done very many heroic things. I mean, look. Does this look like a hero to you? Oh, fuck, my armor. Oh, if you see it.
Yusuf starts walking around the carts and stuff to see what they were carrying, like what they were bringing in.
I mean, I'm kind of doing that too as I kind of stay engaged with her. I'm curious to kind of start getting into some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Spend the night with us, and we're going to figure out what we have here and rest up, and then we'll figure out what's next, okay?
Okay, great, thank you.
Toss her half a ration or whatever.
Company would be very appreciated.
Yeah.
After my experience. But let's look around. They've got a ton of stuff here. And she helps you guys look and adds to your general searching.
Yeah, I just want to see what I get. Just I mean, it's a 19 on the die, which becomes a 27. So just to toss that out there.
I'm brushing Shenzoban's teeth. Because you guys have this handled. I'm just brushing his teeth.
First, you find about 200 gold just scattered amongst the supplies and the various bodies. You also, in one of the carts, you see 2 heavy metallic slabs that look like they interlock. And the etchings immediately strike you as those that are similar to what how it was on the altar where you guys were in Greece, Norvald. Mm-hmm. You're taken back there mentally. It's like, that's what this is. These are at least a small portion of the altar. Mm-hmm. Just more piecemeal. And that's it in terms of actual, like, infernal devices, the good stuff. And the rest is a sizable amount of rations and supplies to add to your own, should you need it. You see a vial of blood, and judging from how some of the blood is spilled on the outside of it, newly collected. And as you guys are scrounging around Yusuf, you find some green leather armor and a mossy cloak. And the etchings all over the leather and the cloak are of a waterfall.
What's your name, friend?
My name is Sunny.
Sunny.
Yes, Sunny.
Hold up the cloak and the armor. I'm like, I think these are yours.
Oh, damn. Those are mine. Thanks. She walks over and grabs them from you.
I'll look up and be, hey, Blue, these look like altar pieces. You want to take a look at them? Figure out what we need to do to either nullify them or destroy them?
Sure. And I just finish up brushing Shenzo's teeth, and I walk over.
And I'll hand out 50 gold to everybody, including Sunny.
As you start to pass her the money, she puts her hand up. Oh, I don't need no money. Rations will be good. I'm good with no money. That may be weird, but what am I going to spend it on? A fucking gown? For a ball?
I mean, you never know when a party happens.
Yeah, and you want to be ready, because, like, what manner of function is it? Like, is it a dinner party with a little, like, dancing? Is the dancing the focus? Like, you never
gods.
know. You've got to really be
get
ready.
Him started on this.
It's true. And I'd take you out.
Okay. She eventually accepted. You sense she bristles, Feder, at receiving a monetary handout.
All right. Then 50 for everybody.
Okay.
Boop.
Thank you for the money, and thank you for saying you'll take me to some ball and gown thing. That really does good to my self-esteem.
My pleasure. I'm very familiar with what it's like to be alone for a long time.
Yusuf starts connecting the dots and just puts his hand in his head.
I'm going to get some rope, if there's any of that.
Oh yeah.
Just because I don't really keep much of that on me. There's no potions or anything like that. Oh, I'll hand Tazla the vial of blood. I'll be like, somebody's blood. Sonny, is this yours?
She gasped a little bit. They were gonna do stuff with it?
Probably.
You don't know about the blood magic. Wow, you came a long way. Jesus Christ, you came a long way. Okay. Anyway, yes, blood magic, lots of it. Try to keep your blood on the inside, Sonny, from here on out.
Speaking of blood, is anybody else hurt?
Nope, all good.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Can I have my blood back?
It's yours.
Thank you. She takes it, looks at it. Wow. It's weird looking at it from the...
Outside?
Yeah. Don't much like the color.
How far off does she look from being topped off to full, John?
Couple hit points, maybe.
Like, give her 5 more, would that do it, do you think?
Yeah. Put her full.
Okay. I'll do it one by one until she's back to full, so whatever that is.
She sighs in relief. Oh, that feels really good. Thank you.
Is it 5 total?
Yeah, about 5 total.
Okay.
All right, well, we stopped this. We just need to figure out how to either destroy it or sabotage it.
I was going to ask, what are you said these are metal plates, John?
Slabs, yeah. Fairly thick.
What do you want me to roll to be looking at these, John?
Arcana.
What's to say if we alter these and give them to them anyway? How bad would that be for them when they try and use them?
Let's think about this way, Yusuf. Let's say that Edgewater was a failed attempt. You know what I mean?
Oh, good call. Yeah, no, that's a very good call.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is we don't know. By all accounts, our tower was a success, but Lord knows what that actually means. Mm-hmm. Right? The light went off. The earthquake happened. The continent didn't explode. Like, there's 2 ways to look at this. Either we were the failure and Edgewater was the success, or the other way around. Either way, I think prevention to me is more important at this stage than any sort of subterfuge.
Right. We're right next to the river, right, John?
Yeah, John, I want to go scout out these boats if we didn't already and see if there's anything else out there.
Yeah, some of the supplies and rations and stuff that you found does encapsulate that from the boat, so you do find more of them in the boats to total that. I lumped that in with the main search that you guys were doing.
Cool.
So there's stuff in there that is kept in there because they didn't feel the need to take it with them, and there's stuff that they just kept here closer for a local camp. Feder, you see more footprints scattered all around.
Right.
And so to you, it looks like just in your search that some stationed here, more moved on, and they've been doing this kind of splintering and trying to get to these in different stages. So
Right.
The fact that there weren't too many here means that there maybe a lot more of them went further.
The crudest and most probably ineffective version of dealing with these is we get them back in the boat. We get about halfway across the river or so, or at least a bit away from the camp, and we sink them. I'd rather, I'm all for like sink one, wreck one, but we got to figure out, do we have anything on us potent and powerful enough to crack one of these things? More than, a simple mending or a restorative magical spell could put back together.
John, I got a nat 20 on my Arcana, and so that puts me at 25.
With the way these are designed, with that kind of metallic, modern-esque design, it seems like these are just analog, functional pieces to a collected whole. So without them together, not much is going to happen. You remember, like, the etchings that you do see, there's a few that are enough for blood to trail down. So you get the sense with the Arcana that the function of this isn't so much magical as conduit. And if the blood can get to where it needs to get to, that's going to be fine. But this is the best way. The way these things interlock and the way that these work together is the right way, the best way. Just judging how when you even check the interlocking pieces, and you can even get Yusuf to help you a little bit, when they click in, you see no seam. when you click them back out, it's smooth. It's probably the best puzzle pieces you've ever put together.
Sure. I'll ask Taslin, and then I'll want to check for myself just what type, having spent time, in Dis and also in spending plenty of time on Valdarian. What type of metal is this? How special? If we got rid of one of these or both of them, how hard would it be to remanufacture one of these things? Is it just steel or iron, or is this mithril adjacent?
The most of the component is a basic metal that you can recreate and produce, but where that modern influence is there's an extra element that isn't recognizable. But you've read about moderns and their vast array of different elements.
Right. So this seems to be some sort of alloy from Mechanus, so it's come a long way. I mean, I think that honestly, we want to proceed forward to the tower, but I think taking a little bit of time to properly deal with these is, yeah. Hey, team huddle, real quick. Sonny, stay put for a minute, if you don't mind.
Oh, fair enough. And she turns.
John, do I know if I could... Sorry, real quick. Do I know if I cooked this with enough radiant damage to destroy it?
Just looking at it, you don't necessarily know if you could.
Okay.
It's not technically a magical object. It's just a certain magical metal or magic-ish, really strong conductor kind of metal that's carved in a certain way, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have inherent arcane properties to it other than whatever the alloy is. So there's nothing to dispel, there's nothing to...
Then there's also nothing stopping them from, if they happen to find them, just putting them back together. As long as the channels work together and can transport the blood, they're functional.
Right. So my thought is, we try to destroy one, see how hard it is. I mean, me personally, this one, not the brightest tool in the shed, or not the sharpest tool in the shed, and really, really angry. And that makes her wildly unpredictable. Now, mind you, she's a druid. That could come in handy one way or the other. I don't know. Part of me wants to just put her on a boat, send her back to Mishpah, and that'll at least buy us. She can turn into a fucking bear or some shit and drag it into the woods. You know what I mean? Bury it in a cave. But let's maybe take a crack at destroying one of these first and see how easy it is. Or not, Do you want to just lean it up and you two can take fucking pot shots at it? I frankly don't want to dull my knives on it, but...
Yeah, me neither. That being said, though, we'll see how it takes to fire.
Okay. So I'll happily help position one of them up against one of the rocks so it's not flat, John, it's up at an angle.
Sure. Yeah, there's a couple different rock formations you can do that with. The bigger ones are all pretty tall, too.
Okay.
So because I don't want to dull anything either, and I don't want to use the Holy Avenger for this just because it's not made for it, be disrespectful, I'm going to put my sword away and then cast Flame Blade.
Okay.
And I get that for 10 minutes. So I'm just going to beat the shit out of this thing at 3d6 a hit.
All right.
3d6 fire damage. Plus my strength. So it's going to be, 3d6 plus 2.
Yeah, you wail on the piece, the one of the slabs that you have set up. And maybe after, you do this maybe for 10 minutes or so, just wailing on it, you just take turns and you get there. Finally, you start to see some scoring on there, and so you are starting to break it down, but it's going to take you a while to do the rest.
Yusuf, what about you dropped the old moonlight thing that you used to cook the ground back in the swamp.
I was going to try that next. I'll cast Moonbeam on it and just let it sit.
Okay.
I haven't been doing 16. I haven't been doing less than 12 points every round because I was rolling for it just to see what the average was. That's 9. 17.
I'm just chilling with Shenzo because I really don't think we're going to destroy these things.
Yeah, I have no knowledge arcana, so, but I have crafting, so I'm going to basically see if I can damage it to the point where it becomes brittle again, either through heat or something else. If I had cold, I'd just freeze it and then try and shatter it, but I don't have cold. So I'm basically trying to over-temper it.
Taz. Can you send a message to the boat? Because what if we just load them on that boat and send them off wherever the fuck they're off to? Can you? I don't really want to send out I mean, we have the flare.
It depends on how far away the boat is at this point.
Yeah.
Also, if they're looking for them, they could track the boat then, if that were the case.
Sure.
Now, if they were to just dump them into the sea somewhere.
Yeah, but, I mean, because here's the thing, right? We're here on the island. I'm of two minds. Like, we load these things up on one of those boats, and we just take it as far away, as we feel, and then dump it,
We could always send it back through the bag to, with our laundry.
We'd have to get it through the mouth of the bag, though. I mean, how big's this thing, John? It's like several feet across, like 2 feet across, right? 3 feet across?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
No. I was expecting it to be smaller.
Yeah, too big for the lip of the bag. Although that would be a funny thing for them to receive.
Just a fucking
What the fuck?
3 foot
Be a
square
good way
slab.
to get it really far, really fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great idea. It's just, yeah.
Yusuf, what were you gonna say?
So,
You?
this necklace of prayer beads, one of them is conjure planar ally.
Okay.
The way this works, basically, if they show up, depends on like what they summon or what gets summoned, and they're under no compulsion to do it. There's usually a price, but if kind of going off the angle that if I summon an elemental, I'm wondering if they could just do us a solid and take them underground a couple 100 feet
Do you only get to use this once?
per day.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
well, fuck. Or we get a fucking wind or a water elemental to just take it out to sea and drop it, depending on how far it can go.
That was my other thing. We could do a water elemental where they could just take them out and sink them, or we could do an earth elemental and have him just take it down and bury him.
One at column A, one at column B. We sleep, we do the second one tomorrow,
Yeah, we could do that.
Because let's say they have locate object on these things or some sort of fucking magical way to find them. So it's not necessarily a dead kill of this plan, but we can at least make it real fucking hard,
So when the creature appears, it is under no compulsion to behave in any particular way. You can ask the creature to perform a service in exchange for payment, but it's not obliged to do so. Requested tasks could range from simple to complex. Payment can take a variety of forms, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, boy.
As a rule of thumb, a task that can be measured in minutes requires payment worth 100 gold per minute. Hours is 1,000 gold per hour. Days is 10,000 gold a day. That's basically what it turns. Now, that being said, the GM can adjust these payments based on the circumstances in which you cast the spell. If the task is aligned with the creature's ethos, the payment might be halved or even waived. Non-hazardous physical tasks require only half the suggested payment, while especially dangerous might require a greater gift. Creatures rarely accept tasks that seem suicidal.
What if we just give them Sunny? What do we think that gets us? She wouldn't be alone.
Fetter, no.
Okay, fine. Look, I don't know what sort of an interest an earth elemental is going to have with a contract to my family. It's probably the most lucrative thing we can offer at this point that is actually not cash in hand.
I'm wondering if we swing it this way, but we're trying to keep them from damaging the earth like they did in the Shadowlands. He might do it for free.
Sure.
What if we just have that Cambion that I still have her ear, fly it out into the ocean and drop it?
Who, Shoshana?
Yeah.
I just heard from her. She's actually with Igni helping to protect your brother. So if you want to pull her away from that, we could. But I think she's quite busy at the moment. I don't know.
I'm just trying to find ways that don't require us to make deals or payment with other planal creatures as I'm.
Drew, how do your bosses have any goodwill with the planes? Like, what's their jam? I know the Ancients is... I mean, it's kind of like the Unitarians of, you know...
Well, I mean, the Ancients are nature-based, and I kind of look at Sunny as I'm saying this. The Ancients are kind of on the level of the Druids. It's, if I'm correct, I think it's where some of them get their power, actually. Am I right about that?
She turns, oh, yes, that is very true.
I kind of point to the waterfall on her armor and, kind of wink at Fetter,
Yeah. Sonny, what sort of tricks can you do? Can you fucking turn into anything more exciting than a house cat? You want to run one of these things out in the middle of the river and dump it?
I can turn into things I've seen. Maybe we could put in a good word to the ever-flowing river, the ancient that I serve. Could see what she has to say about it.
Yeah, why don't you work on that?
Okay, I can do that.
Let us know. Because, we have an opportunity here. We're theoretically going to rest for the night. So, now's the time. If we got to get rid of both of these, we want to try to diversify our responses.
Yeah, for sure.
Yusuf, I'm willing to... We can try to figure this out. If it's an earth elemental opening up a hole and sucking this thing as deep as it can go, then that maybe is not the worst thing.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm feeling.
We can see how bad it is and figure out tomorrow if we need to put what's her nuts on a boat and send her away to dump it in the middle of the river. We do that. If she catches back up with us, then she does. I don't know. How do you two feel about keeping her around?
Well, like you said, we kind of wish there were four of us.
Yeah.
Also, just kind of looking her up and down again. Our ideals kind of align a little bit, so there's that.
All right. Well, she goes charging into headlong and do something stupid, then maybe your ideals can help keep her from dying, yeah?
That's kind of why I'm here.
Yeah. All right, well.
Says the man who jumps naked into battle.
Look,
I'm not saying you're not good at it. I'm not saying you're not good at it, because you are. I'm just saying armor.
Yeah, but I know what I'm doing, and I take care of myself, and I can't say the same about her. So...
That's very true.
Just as a quick point of order, if any of you want to do a history check, I can fill you in on something you haven't mentioned.
Sure.
High DC as an option.
Only a 16 over here.
17 here.
20 for me.
Cool. All right. So with that dirty 20, I'll mention that there was something you recently discovered as a possible way that could move something to somewhere else if you could do it in about 6 to 12 seconds.
Oh, we could just throw it into the hells. Although, I'm not sure I want it there either. Kind of defeats the purpose.
Or the roiling abyss, but wasn't that... So wait, we could theoretically, without a tear already existing, open one with the squirrel knife and send it into the abyss?
It's like a 12-second garbage chute.
Right, but so we just charge up the knife, hit the fucking thing with it, wish real hard and see what happens? I don't know, gang.
I like my plan of burying it better a minute into the earth.
Can we even open a portal? We had a pre-existing fissure that we were prying open.
Also, anytime that happens, it damages something around it, whatever the hole is tied to. So...
I don't know, man.
Be a surefire way to get rid of it.
Look, I'm boo-hoo the hell's this and boo-hoo the hell's that, but this boy is on one side of the blood war. You know what I mean? And sending this to the other side, I don't know. That's, I don't know. I'd much rather roll the dice on our planar pal here first, at least with the first one, and if it goes tits up, then perhaps in the morning we contemplate ripping a hole through fucking space and time and hurtling this thing into the who the fuck was this show up at Orcus's doorstep? This fucking Is that something? Is that something we want to consider? Like that doesn't.
He's having breakfast, and all of a sudden, like a slab comes out of a hole in the wall and hits him in the head.
Slams into his bowl of Wheaties. That'll be great.
I mean, that kind of goes against like. And here's the thing: whoever's coming out of those portals is coming after us, right? So what's to say we don't just fucking give this thing right back to who sent it? You know, there's obviously some sort of third party working here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm gonna try this bead.
Dumber things have happened.
You are not wrong.
I turn to Sunny and I'm like, they're no fun.
Kind of right bum as they are.
I am very fun, thank you.
You ever been to the Abyss, Sonny? Because that's what we're talking about. Endless roiling chaos?
No, but I ate some wild berries once.
It's goddamn.
Okay, I'm gonna take the bead in my hand and just kind of concentrate on it and cast Planar Ally, and I'm gonna try and call in an elemental, an earth elemental specifically.
I'm going to look like I've got Yusuf's back like 100%, and then I am going to use like a cunning action to just slowly back up a couple feet. Full support.
Sonny, do you speak elemental?
No, but I can speak with animals.
Right.
Probably should have thought of that before.
Wait a second. Sonny, come here, please. We're gonna
I can.
have you hang out right here next to me.
Okay. And she walks just next to Gallahan. Oh, hey. Pets him on the antler.
Pushes against her hand for more stretches. So yeah, call up an earth elemental.
Oh, okay. Is there anything I need to do, or am I just standing here?
Nope, I just want you to be able to stand here so you can see it.
Oh, okay. And as you cast it, it says the casting time's about 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a while, and you sense a little antiness, but otherwise relative patience from Sunny.
Feder is like, thinks this thing's just gonna, and he's just like, I thought this stuff was supposed to happen like, and just like slowly rolls and lights a cigarette and is just kind of like, you know, just passing the time.
It's pretty much like a ritual, so it takes time and patience, but it's also really boring if you're not the one who's doing it.
Yeah. And I'll hold my flask out to Taslin.
Take a really big swig.
Yeah, me too.
I look back, they've disappeared into a tent.
No, I am firmly committed to this course of action, 100%.
So yeah, for a second, you feel a slight shake in the ground, and then a slightly larger shake as the ground in front and below you opens up and out climbs an earth elemental. And Sunny's eyes go wide as the thing, first one arm comes out, and then another arm, and as it pulls itself in, and the ground closes behind it, and some of the loose rock gathers around it to collect around the seams, it then looks directly at you, Yusuf, down and towers over you.
I give it a low bow, and I say in common, can you understand me?
There is a moment, and then the creature nods with the sound of its joints rustling stones.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, that could have been bad.
Yeah, I've seen bigger. But yeah.
I just like elbow him a little bit. Give him a little side smile. Elbow, side smile.
This gets weird, man, I'm telling you. This gets really weird.
God.
Have you ever seen a building made of meat? So we got those. Like a whole meat building. Just saying.
I motion to the two of us and to the holy symbol. Say, we would ask a charge of you to help protect the land in this world. And I bring over one of the plates and I set it down in front of him and I say, we are trying to thwart the plans of people that would undo the land here. If you could take this down and bury it deep inside the earth so that they can't get to it anymore, I would greatly appreciate it. I do not have much to give.
Taslin tries really hard not to crack up with burying it deep within the earth.
I definitely elbow her like, will you be serious we have company. Like, just fucking pull it together, man.
Like, I turn and just like face away and kind of bury my face in his shoulder.
It stares at you for a while, and You get the sense it's thinking.
I'll take it and I'll set it on the ground in front of me in an offering way.
It leans down, and you hear the rocks groan as it gets down to about an inch away from it with what you perceive to be its face, and it looks over it. The head moves back and forth, it examines it, and it stares at you for a while and then leans in toward you, and then it leans back, rears up, and slams its fist on it, and then starts to dig its way back underground and disappears.
He just hits it.
Like did he not understand with the taking over the thing?
When he hit it, was it like the Joker's magic trick and it just disappeared into his fist and he took it with him? Or did he just hit it once and leave it?
It seemed like he didn't want anything to do with it.
Got it.
So that would be a no.
That would be a no. So now, after it leaves...
And I look at Yusuf in the eye and I feel like I know where he's gone with this. And I'm like, yes, so...
So, Sonny.
Sonny.
Yes,
You saw him, right?
I did. It was a big fucking rock that moved.
So, can you do that now? And Yusuf just smiles.
Oh.
Give it a go. Or maybe we can try it tomorrow, if you need the rest.
Yeah, I may need to be well rested.
Maybe we'll try it tomorrow then.
Okay.
He just kind of nods and then he just lets it fall on the ground where it was. Did the earth elemental damage it at all? Like, is it cracked or anything, or is it just...
No.
Okay. Worth a shot.
And you can kind of infer based off of the way the thing didn't react to it, that it wasn't necessarily keen on having it buried deep as like a big giant metal infernal thorn inside the deep part of Earth.
Got it.
But yeah, now Sonny's wheels are just turning, and all of you can tell, even like with the most minuscule of perception.
It's like smoke's coming out of her ears.
More in a sort of, this is a neat idea.
Yeah.
Sort of way. Yes, I'm going to get some rest, set up I'm going to steal one of these tents, and I'm going to spend some time with this.
Great.
Sounds good.
I don't know. Do we shoot one of these things into the hells? Or into the abyss?
I mean...
It seems like a terrible idea. It seems like a properly terrible idea.
I mean, it does. We could just... I mean, hell, we could just bury it underneath one of these rocks. Out of sight, out of mind goes a long way.
Yeah, but this is one of their camps, right? And I'm not going to spend all of tomorrow taking this camp down. So it's obviously a landing spot for them, right? So, like, don't you guys have tricks? That's the whole point of the whole magic thing, right? Is fucking tricks. Like, I don't have tricks. And don't you guys do tricks? Like, that's the whole point of this shit, right?
I don't do teleporty tricks.
Like, make a big wave, or like, make a big hole, or like, send something away.
No, not teleporty tricks. The only teleporty tricks that I know is cutting that knife.
But I mean, like, we're all gonna feel like a real pack of nutsacks if we fucking send this thing to the abyss and then show up at that tower and it's like back there. You know what I mean? Like, if we just put it on like...
Yeah, fucking Bob's holding it. It's like, I got your email.
Yeah, we put it on like the UPS 2-day and just fucking shoot it right to the giant tower of death. Like, we're gonna feel real dumb, right? Like...
I already feel a little dumb because we're spending this much time on a slab.
I mean, we can, fucking beams and slabs are mortal enemies, you know what I mean? When in doubt, we could just row this thing out in the middle of the fucking river, get 2 miles from here and sink it, you know?
It's very true. And he picks up the piece and starts walking towards one of the rowboats.
I mean, column A, right? And then column B is the morning? Mm-hmm. All right, well, fuck, I'll go with you at least.
I give him like a slap on the back while he's walking past.
Yeah, have fun. All right, well, fucking night fishing, Yusuf, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Just load it into the boat and we'll row out to like a halfway point in the open sea somewhere off of this line and just dump it over the side. Somewhere deep.
Up the shore, like to the west?
Straight out in the middle of the Hoosie. Like,
how heavy is it?
About
45 pounds.
Yeah, 30, 45 pounds. Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, never mind. There goes my idea.
About the size of one of the large dumbbell weights.
I was gonna have the raven carry it, but nope. It's too heavy.
It's not a swallow.
Where were you thinking of taking it to?
Like, see how that little peninsula on the north side is pointing straight down? Like, if we were heading towards that tip and row like a mile out and just dump it.
Yeah, we want to go west enough out of their usual travel lane, right? We want to go northwest to that little nubbin. Yeah, like if we headed towards that.
What's the water like in this play? Like, is it choppy or is it flat?
It's flat.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
No real activity in this area, so you wouldn't have any impediments to your.
Yusuf, dumb question. Can your magic moose fucking breathe underwater?
No.
Oh, well, that's, yeah, all right. Fucking tricks, man. I thought this was all about the tricks. Anyway, never mind. All right, boat, let's go.
Technically, it is a spirit, but it has to breathe still.
Okay.
From the tent nearby, as you guys are deliberating about this, you do hear, could my ancient maybe do something with it?
You were going to do that, and then you didn't check back in with us. What's going on? What are you doing? What's going on? How's this working?
It would be a thing. I have to go meditate, go take out some time in the woods. So while you guys all sleep, I'd have to find some bit of nature and convene with it. Right.
And then you do both fucking rock guy and whatever this other thing is tomorrow morning?
Yeah, we could do that. Or, I mean, am I the only one who, talk to my deity or something? Do you all have deities or people you follow?
Frankly, I'm convinced that God is dead, but that's just me. These other two, they've got a whole other thing going on. But
yeah.
Mine isn't, but she's frustrating.
We traded all that out for a very stringent corporate and family structure, and it works most of the time.
Yeah. Because I'm saying, I could do the rock thing, try to do the rock thing with my... with some help from my deity. I have to probably make some sort of a deal to maybe kind of give it a bit of a boost for my abilities. But I mean, if one of you guys have that, someone you can ask to help give you a little bit, maybe like a trade for it, maybe they would be willing to.
Eldath and I don't have that type of relationship. I'm as you said before.
She's my patron.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. Well, you could ask her. I could put in a good word.
And you two could always go out into the woods together. Now flash Tazlin a look.
True. Absolutely.
Well, maybe what we could do is actually have a chat with her, see what she wants.
She's talking to the two of them, and I'm just looking at the two of them, shaking my head.
Maybe meditate on your deity together. I just wink at Yusuf.
Yusuf closes his eyes and shakes his head again. We could try that. I'm not sure what I would be able to do, but we could try.
Well, it wouldn't be so much what you can do, but what you can offer. I've done this a few times, for smaller things, mind you, where what I got is not enough. And she's graciously given me a little bit extra for some extra service, an extra goal, some things. My swamp used to flourish more because I put some work into it per her request. Things like that. This is kind of a big thing, though. Getting rid of a giant demonic slab might be, she asked for more. But if we both go, two people asking, maybe better than just one. Maybe better than a newbie.
That's true. Sure, we can try that. We'll try that.
Okay. Yeah, and see what happens. Worst she could say is fuck off. She doesn't say that, though. She's very nice.
No, she's very polite. Okay. Well, let's give this a run, shall we? We'll try that. I just kind of look at the two of them and be like, okay, we're gonna go meditate in the woods.
Have fun.
Fucking elementals, man! Try to get them to do one goddamn thing for the common good, and it's all slam on the ground, or fuck off without communicating any good reason why. Ugh. Once, my cousin summoned an earth elemental, and all it did was fall over and kill my pappy. Anyway, I shall return next week to tell you what happens next in these Demon Days.
That was a perfect moment. Have fun.
Just like a
the castle.
like a mom and a dad sending two kids off to homecoming in 9th grade. Just like, you kids put a corsage on her. Have a nice time. Be home by 10. I hate not being a caster so much. I hate it. It makes me crazy. This is like, it makes me itch. A caster.
Not being a
caster.
caster.
Oh.
I hate it.
20.
What was that?
20 for me.
Tony, we saw your lips move and we didn't hear you. A natural 1.
No.
We're now playing charades.
Here she comes.
Turtle.
Stand by. Turtle.
It's a 20.
You got a 20?
She got a 20.
20. Natural?
Christ.
No, 18 plus. I don't know what's going on with my computer.
This is fair. It's okay.
But it's 18
Well,
plus 2, so 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Nasty 20.
Yes. I'm trying
well,
to get it to stop. It's thinking really hard. So I'm trying to get it to, like,
That's fair.
you know.
It's very hot out.
I
see
mean,
you played It's a Hole before.
My initial
saying.
thought with Make a Big Hole was I am a big hole. And then I was like, no.
Oh my god.
Hey, I mean, if the
no,
shoe
that's-
fits, buy another one just like it, right?
Well, you can always bank on the fact that, like UPS, it's probably going to miss the package about 50% of the time and not actually get it there.
Sure.
I mean, shots
And then you
fired.
have to talk to their support, and yeah.
I just totally got this image of you literally driving the boat, and it's like a motorboat. So we got a motorboat into our reality.
I mean, there is one, right? That they were all over the Shadowlands.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
steamboats. Yeah.
This thing got off board. I mean, we could go. We could try to go to the other.
They got an Evan Rude up in this bitch.
It's Evan Rude.